Okay. Pokemon is a very fascinating franchise, and it's been around for a while. If you've ever heard of Pokemon, then you've heard of Pokemon, but how many of Pokemon do you really know? That's what we're here to find out today. Welcome to the Pokemon Iceberg, where you'll learn everything about Pokemon that you could know, should know, and maybe wish you never would know. Let's get into it. Top layer, the sky, whatever. So, first up, we got the Pokeball. Pokeball, everyone knows it. You know the Pokeball, I know the Pokeball. That's how you catch your Pokemon. This is so easy. Let's move on to the next one. We got Shinx. If you're like me, you've played Pokemon before, and you've probably seen Shinx on the party. Shinx is a very powerful electric type, has Intimidate, and it's really super duper fast. Now, you know Pokemon, but what about the Pokemon that never was a Pokemon missing? No, this interesting glitch all the way back from the originals. It's stupid and messy and broken. Next up, we have the tree from Pokemon Sword and Shield version. Now, Pokemon Sword and Shield version had a lot of controversy surrounding its proper reveal, you could say, at E3 2018, when they said that they wouldn't have Pokemon. They were removing the Pokemon from Pokemon. And Pokemon fans said, what, huh? And then Gamefreak said, don't worry, we've got you this tree. And every Pokemon fan around the world, we all clamored for the tree. It's all we had. Next up, professors. Now we have the professors from Pokemon. The Pokemon professors are how we know about the Pokemon. They study them and they tell us to them. We learn from them. Professor Oak being the most popular, and then you also have his version from Alola, where he is still Professor Oak. Next up, weather. You know weather from the real world, but did you know that they put weather in the games? You can change the weather. You can make it wet. You can make it dry. You can make it wet but cold, or you can also make it just ass to be in. Yeah, this powers up Pokemon, certain ones. Next up, the final entry on the top layer, we have CTC from YouTube. Everyone use bitch. He's still in the cut. Sudowoodo. Yeah, his 2016 verse from Pokemon Cypher 2016 took the world by storm. It has 50,000 views, more than that. It has 79 billion views. It's CTC. Everyone give a round of applause for CTC. No more. Next up, next layer, we've got some cool things on this layer. First up, Mew under the truck. This was a popular rumor back in the day. Mew, that's how you get him. Next up, Avalugg. Next up, which one do I want? Let's do Lavender Town. This is another rumor from Gen 1, Lavender Town. They said that you can find this little city in the game. I've never been able to. Next up, we've got Meryl in Melee. You know, Pika Blue, speaking of Gen 1. Going into Gen 2, though, before we even had called them Gens, we were like, oh, shoot, new Pokemon are coming out. And Pika Blue made its way into the internet, into the rumors of the playground, but it was Meryl. But because of its brief stint of popularity, Pokemon director Masahiro Sakurai said, we need to put him in the Smash Brothers game, but Pichu beat him out. Next up, we've got, you know in Pokemon X and Y how you can hack in AZ's Floette into the game? You can just go to play through the game, and then you go, the Stonehenge place, go to Geosenge Town, during the story, and then you can get AZ's Floette just from there. Next layer, we're moving layers. So Sutopolis. So Sutopolis City is in Pokemon Emerald. It's also in Ruby and Sapphire, and by extension, the remakes. But I don't know if this is in the remakes, but in the original Gens 3s on the Game Boy Advanced, if you go into this little house here with this old guy, he has this room that's just blocked off by plants. And word around the street, that's where he hides them. That's where he hides them. Next up, the Ghost Girl from Pokemon X and Y. Now this was a phenomenon. This really caught the internet on fire by storm. Back over 10 years ago now. Oh my god. There's just this weird cutscene. Did you know about it? Next up, we've got Russia. Well, I don't know what this is doing here. Then next up, okay, so you may have heard there's Pokemon that were made that they never got to become Pokemon, but they still made them, but they're in anything. This guy's one of them. Here, it's his name. It escapes me at the moment. Last entry on this tier. In the Pokemon anime, very little people know, but Amanita, the little girl who runs the PC system in the Unova region, she is voiced by Jake Gyllenhaal. Next layer, Avalugg. Next, many people are familiar with the Game Grumps and how back in Pokemon Let's Go, they put the Game Grumps in the game. But what you didn't know is that in Pokemon Black and White 2, you can find every member of the Normal Boots crew at the time. You can find them all in the game. So I don't know why they made such a big deal about it with the Game Grumps, because they didn't do it. It wasn't the first time. Next, we have Obama winning the 2008 election. Many don't know this, but he was actually Pokemon. He actually was able to win some of the states because he said that he knew Pokemon. He could name some of them. This one's crazy. This one I didn't know until I researched for this video. But Girafarig, its name, he's a palindrome. So you could say Girafarig forward, and you say it the same way when you go backwards. And when asked about this in an interview, Satoshi Tajiri, he said, "Oh, that's cool." Next layer, we've got Mega Unknown. Now this kind of it's unknown to most how to get the Mega Unknown, or that Mega Unknown even exists. It is unknown that much, but you can get Mega Unknown. Next up, we have the Gamefreak Giga Leak. For those of you who weren't around for this, the Gamefreak Giga Leak refers to Game Freak leaking some Pokemon, and they also leaked Masuda's address, and he said that he hides Pokemon there, so everyone raided his house. Next up, we have the Dendamil Town incident. Many are not familiar with this, but Erica from Pokemon Red and Blue was actually born here in Dendamil Town. Next layer, last layer we've got here. This is the bottom. This is the depths, the abyss. I don't know what they call it. In Pokemon in Pokemon Gold and Silver, you can get a red Gyarados. I have the Lake of Rage. Many people have missed this. And next we have Mega Avalugg. You see, the joke with Avalugg is that it is the iceberg. Mega Avalugg, though, as you can see here, he goes a little crazy. Yeah, he's got the design here. Look, I haven't drawn the Avalugg yet. You're looking at Avalugg. I've never seen this picture that you are gazing at with your own eyes. And